The history of present-day Mexico begins long before recorded history. Archaeological evidence shows that human groups settled in the territory of modern Mexico as early as approximately 13,000 years before Christ. These early hunter-gatherer societies gradually developed increasingly sedentary ways of life. Around 7,000 years before Christ, the domestication of plants such as maize, beans, and squash began, laying the foundation for complex societies. Between approximately 2,500 years before Christ and 250 years after Christ, the Olmec culture emerged in the region of the Gulf Coast. The Olmecs are considered one of the earliest high civilizations of Mesoamerica. They developed monumental stone architecture, religious symbolism, and early forms of writing. Their cultural achievements strongly influenced later civilizations. In the centuries that followed, several significant cultures developed. The city of Teotihuacan, founded around 100 years before Christ, grew into one of the largest cities in the world by approximately 550 years after Christ. It became a major religious, economic, and political center with an estimated population of over 100,000 people. At the same time, the Maya civilizations developed in southern Mexico and Central America. Between approximately 250 and 900 years after Christ, they reached their classical peak. The Maya were distinguished by highly advanced mathematics, astronomy, writing systems, and monumental architecture. They developed complex calendar systems and left behind numerous inscriptions continue to be studied today. After the decline of many classical cultures, new power centers emerged in the Central Highlands. Particularly significant was the rise of the Aztec Empire in the 14th century after Christ. In the year 1325 after Christ, the Aztecs founded their capital city, Tenochtitlan, on an island in Lake Texcoco. Within a few generations, they built a powerful empire that controlled large parts of what is now central Mexico. Their society was highly hierarchical, deeply religious, and militarily oriented. In the year 1519 after Christ, the Spanish conqueror Hernán Cortés arrived on the coast of Mexico. Through alliances with subjugated peoples, military superiority, and the introduction of European diseases, the Spaniards succeeded in defeating the Aztec Empire. In the year 1521 after Christ, Tenochtitlan fell, and the territory became part of the Spanish colonial empire under the name New Spain. During the colonial period, which lasted nearly 300 years, the indigenous population was massively oppressed, decimated, and subjected to forced labor. At the same time, a new social structure emerged from the interaction of Europeans, indigenous peoples, and people of African descent. The Catholic Church played a central role in political, cultural, and social life. In the early 19th century after Christ, independence movements began throughout Latin America. In the year 1810 after Christ, the priest Miguel Hidalgo y Costilla called for an uprising against Spanish rule. After a long and bloody conflict, Mexico achieved its independence in the year 1821 after Christ. The following decades were marked by political instability, power struggles, and territorial losses. Between the years 1846 and 1848 after Christ, Mexico lost large portions of its northern territory in a war against the United States of America. In the second half of the 19th century after Christ, President Benito Juárez attempted to modernize and stabilize the Mexican state. Nevertheless, the country remained deeply marked by social inequality. These tensions erupted in the Mexican Revolution, which began in the year 1910 after Christ. Leading figures such as Emiliano Zapata and Pancho Villa fought for land reform and social justice. The revolution led to profound political and social changes and resulted in the adoption of a new constitution in the year 1917 after Christ. During the 20th century after Christ, Mexico was shaped by a dominant one-party system that combined economic modernization with authoritarian structures. Beginning in the 1990s after Christ, a gradual process of democratic transformation began. At the same time, problems such as corruption, social inequality, and violence related to drug trafficking intensified. In the 21st century after Christ, Mexico faces major challenges, including economic dependency, migration, environmental problems, and internal security issues. At the same time, the country remains culturally, politically, and socially dynamic and plays a central role in North America and the globalized world. Today, Mexico is a sovereign state with deep historical roots, shaped by indigenous high civilizations, colonial violence, revolutionary upheavals, and ongoing social struggle.